welcome to Bog's Studio. Glad you're here. Thanks for coming to check this out. Today, just going to do a real quick, simple letter exploration. Probably try to do with the fill a little bit of a gradient. We'll throw an outline on that, maybe a little bit of shadow or some depth to it, and then we'll probably just let the background be the previous exploration. I don't want to buff the wall this morning. So yeah, as you saw, this painting wall is a Murphy bed. It's a queen size bed. After we built the studio space, we have a 3/4 bath up here. We wanted to have a comfortable place for guests to stay, and so we did that. I have some ventilation in the ceiling here, so that when I'm spray painting it will take the fumes out. Typically I shut that off when the camera's running because it's kind of loud. There's a bearing going out and it kind of makes a clanking sound. I am going to have that on today, so I'll be hitting that to shut it off potentially before talking again. So so if you're not familiar with Montana cans, or black specifically, it comes with these little rings in there, and the default orange dot cap on there for shipping and things like that. That little ring in there prevents it from spraying. So when you get these cans, you take that off, drop that out, and then once you replace the nozzle on there, it's ready to go. But I'm just going to select a couple of colors. I think we'll work with that. I don't know how close these two would be, if we'll actually see any gradient happening with those. I might find something with a little bit more contrast to include with those. Let's see. I think I do want to keep it kind of monochromatic, so I might do a dark green like this for maybe the outline, the stroke, and just to get kind of this might be the stroke. We'll see. I haven't worked with this. I got this can from a buddy that I was painting near this summer, and I haven't really tried it out yet, so might be a good opportunity for that. So for the most part, I've really stuck with Montana. Not that you have to be brand loyal, but you do get like used to the materials you work with. So I think we'll start with this, and if we need to, we'll grab another color for the fade if that's necessary. All right, here we go. So I have a couple of respirators. One of them is actually over in the printmaking studio because I'm doing some screen stretching over there. If you haven't checked out that video, go check that one out maybe after this one. So when I paint bigger projects and I'm going to be like wearing a respirator for a long time, I like to have a couple of them so I can switch between them. After breathing out in this for a period of time, it'll kind of start to collect the condensation, and I found that it's more comfortable to be able to swap out a new one or a different one and let that, you know, sort of dry out, so it's more comfortable starting sort of from scratch. This one looks like it's a little bit beat up. Well, let's be fair, both of them are a little bit beat up because you know, you're taking them on and off over and over again, and yeah, we'll just rock this one today though, so get this going here. So let's go. I'm gonna find a couple of the fine fine caps as well, so that I can get some finer, smaller lines. And so we'll start maybe by throwing the outline up. I think I'll do it in my darker fill color. So I'm going to shake this up well. Okay, so we're going to switch over to the orange dot, which is more of a fill. It's going to spray a bit wider, fill this in. They do have caps that they call fat caps that will spray an even wider path, but this works well, and this is what I have on hand. I don't want to have to dig through the caps to find one of those. I should be more organized. Just in general. is a what do they call it? A fluorescent graffiti paint. This stuff is really transparent. I kind of like the idea of being able to see the face through that paint. We didn't get as like, what do I want to say, as convincing a gradient happening with that, because it is transparent. We're not getting like that full coverage, which makes the fade that's happening in there maybe a little bit less effective, but I'm actually okay with this the way that it is. I'm going to put that there. We're going to put that down with the empties and carry on. So not a lot of time spent getting that in there. Typically when you're filling, you just want to kind of keep it consistent. Horizontal is typically the way that you go, so that if you get any banding, at least you're getting consistent banding within it. You can see how the first paint, which is wild lime, covered a little bit more completely than the yellow did. I think that's kind of an interesting contrast. I like the way that that's fading in. So even that wasn't my initial intention, I think we're gonna rock with that. Dumpster green, that's the that's the paint here. Initial reactions, it seems to be a low flow can, so it's not, it doesn't have the same kind of precision as these Montana cans have, which are the higher pressure. So like when you let off of this, it stops immediately. With this, it kind of continues to spray a little bit. So like as you're bringing it down and releasing the pressure on the cap, it kind of eases out rather than cutting off immediately. So I don't know, it would take some getting used to. I think it definitely could work. But yeah, I like what's going on with that. Even though these are thick and we wouldn't necessarily have the opening in this, I do want to bring in up higher than it would be, just a little indication of that sort of interior negative space within the letter. We'll just do that real quick like that. I think that feels okay. I'd give it an A. Okay, there we go. Alright, well, let's go ahead and throw some dimension on this. I think I'm going to take it from this direction. I like bringing it this way. So we'll just do that. so we throw a stroke on there, kind of clean up the edges a little bit, make it feel like a sticker. It's not perfect, but I think it's doing its job. Next thing to do is I'm going to throw some highlights, some shadows on it, just kind of give it a little bit of pop. So I'm going to kind of think about that same directionality. We're thinking about, these coming in this way. So yeah, we'll just do that and we'll probably call it done at that point. So. think we're going to call that. This did what I wanted it to do as far as like creating a little bit of that gradient effect. We've got the outline on it, a little bit of dimension. I didn't bring in any value to that or any sort of shadow into that. So if I had more time and more desire, we could spend some time with that. But I don't know. Just wanted to try a couple of things out here this morning. So. We could come back in and kind of extend out from this outline and take some of this, like kind of fade into some of that that background, and maybe that's worth exploring just a little bit. What if we had a little bit of a fade happening, at least in some parts, where this blue was moving over, and maybe I'll spend a little bit of time with that really quickly, and then we'll kind of wrap this one up then. So, yeah. If you have thoughts, comments, leave them in the comments below, and I'll try to address them. Again, though, a subscribe, a like, those things would be great. If you want to do the notification bell, also fantastic, no pressure. But let's go ahead and put some finishing touches on this. Alright, there it is. Again, thank you for spending some time here. Bogz Studio, BOGZILLA Murals. If you have a project in mind, or if you have a suggestion as to something you'd like to see explored with spray paint, or printmaking techniques, or just art in general, mixed media, multimedia sort of things, I'm happy to see what I can put together, or happy to consider your suggestions. Again, subscribe, like. Thanks again. Have a great day. Make some cool stuff. So I just remembered that I have a black light, and because that fluorescent paint was fluorescent, I thought I'd maybe try seeing what that would do. Probably be more impressive with a little bit darker space, but with the ambient light in here, it's glowing kind of in an interesting way. I don't know that the camera's really doing it justice.